Are we live? All right, welcome to the Broomball Super Series here at New Hope Ice Arena. We're excited to have you. My name's Grant Dawson. I'm going to be calling this game, the first one to kick things off. This is the U.S. national team in men's versus the U.S. Canadian national team in men's. We'll have women's after this and mixed to follow. We are live and ready to go from New Hope. Both of these teams are tuned up. Had a chance to talk with a couple of the players pre-game, and they were basically vibrating with energy on both sides of the ball. And so we're set to go here in about 45 seconds. We're going to blow the whistle and get this going. Referees are about to take the ice, chatting a little bit with the Canadian coach, I see. I'm sure the Canadian coach doing what he can to get in the ear of the refs before we even start. Usual array of stars on the USA side. Corey Swanson tending the pipes, USA Broomball Hall of Famer. Tony Sikic, Jacob Broughton, Pete Sikic, Jonathan Jaunty, a lot of the familiar names for the U.S. out here that have represented them in big competitions. Some new names as well. Simon Jacobs, the speedster, out here making his American debut. Brent Walby suiting it up in the USA jersey. And on the Canadian side, veterans like Joey Ponsack, the Keeley boys, the Weideman brothers are here. It's going to be an absolute barn burner. No shortage of talent and ability on either side of the ball. A few announcements from the scorekeepers. Teams gather, USA at their bench, and the Canadian team down by their goal, having some last-minute talk, last-minute strategy. Jaunty, the captain for the U.S. men's team, getting some clarification from the referees before we begin. Ball drop at center ice. Referees shake hands. Everything is so collegial here in the first couple minutes of this, and it's about to get pretty hot and quick right away. If you're unfamiliar with the game, broomball is a little like hockey and soccer, running into each other at high speed. Onside and offside in the IFBA rules is at the red. Obviously, goal's got to hit the back of the net. Balls up into the net are a whistle. Face-offs, icing, a lot of similar things to hockey, but some subtle changes to the rules. Guys switch sides, chuckling with each other already. Looks like the United States is going to start. Pete Sikic at center, with Jacob Broughton and Brent Walby to his left. Tony Sikic and Cam Courtright behind him, and Corey Swanson between the pipes for Canada. Lacombe at center to take the opening draw. Archambault to his left. Cody Thiel maybe to his D partner, or his Ponsack in the 42. It's tough to tell. Some jersey swapping went around. Yeah, Joey Ponsack jumped into the 42 jersey. And we're underway. Canada wins the ball. Here we go. Ball flipped up and forward, low. Courtright pursues. And it's an icing. Icing, any ball flipped from behind the red that isn't touched up, it's going to go for icing. We'll have a face-off low in the Canadian zone. Sikic in the draw again. He's got Lacombe across from him. Dropped in one cleanly by the Canadians again, and they set up behind. Light pressure from the U.S. team. That's Broughton pressing. Tony steps up. Canada holds. Long flip, batted down by Broughton, screaming for a high broom, no call. Nice defensive play by Broughton there. Keep the flip from happening. They work it up the sidewall. Pressure from Sikic. Archambault dumps it to the center, going for the flip play, pinched off by Courtright. Canada struggling to break out. Pinched hard into the wall by Courtright. Now they turn to the middle, and they might have space to go. That's touched aside by Sikic. Ball's flipped up. Sikic back checks hard. Sikic tries to clear it up. Touch to Tony. Tony's got Courtright. Courtright in some space. He just wanders forward slowly and lets his teammates change. Ball's dumped low. Nice move by Courtright to maintain possession. Tries to find Petey. Can't do it. Canadians touch it out. Zach Lee for the U.S. takes over. Ball spun off the side to his teammate Bear. Bear offside as the U.S. was still changing on the transition play. Eccles in the draw circle. Canada wins it again. So far, Canada dominating the face-off zone. Holds, and somebody bumps Corey. We have a freeze down low. 16:38 remaining. We're playing 18-minute stop time halves here. Eccles and Weideman in the draw circle. U.S. briefly controls, but Canada takes over. This is dangerous in front. Ball flipped on. Batted out front. Net's tipped up. Off. And we'll reset. Americans are going to change a full set of personnel. Longchamp into the draw circle. Blake Hansen to his left. Simon Jacobs making his American debut. Ball tipped in. This is a slapper from Weideman. Bounced around. Doesn't get all the way through. And there it is, cleared up and out. It's on frame, so it won't go for icing. Goalie's going to play it. Quick touch out. Hansen on some pressure on Dufresne. Dufresne touches it back. This is Jeremiah Weideman. On the long pass, that's onsides. What a pass. Fans on the crossing pass, and now he can be pursued by Houchin. Jacobs steps up. What an introduction to the international game, trying to defend Weideman on his first shift. Longchamp pinches on the wall, chops it back. Jaunty turns. Jaunty facing some pressure. Blake Hansen touches it back. USA trying to gain some control and slow things down a little bit. This is Houchin. Canadians change. Houchin's got Jaunty. Jaunty with the ball across. Nice pass to Walby. Walby couldn't control it on the wall, but it's kept in by the Americans. Walby's in some space. Touches to Houchin. Houchin just trying to keep the ball low. Does get it to Walby, and here's Jaunty, but it's touched away from him, and now it's a breakaway the other way. Coming in on Corey, shoots, he scores! Lacombe breaks away on Jaunty, slips it past Swanson on a nice move, and with 15:11 remaining in the first, Canada goes up 1-0. The U.S. got a little hinky near the blue line there, a turnover, ball bounces the other way, and it's a quick strike for Canada. Less than 3 minutes into the game, and they're up 1. USA will have to calm down, reset some things. Sikic in the draw. He's got Tony and Cam behind him. An all Kelly Lake line. USA club team Kelly Lake takes the ice to try to reset for the Americans. Referee's ready to drop the ball, and here we go. One again by the Canadians. Just sick in the draw circle so far. Tony scampers back. Languille pressured him there. Ball comes around. Sikic tries to pick it off. Rubbed off by a Canadian. Cody Thiel bashes that up and out of play. Ball got a little away from him. And you got to throw it over there, kiddo. Way to go. Ball's back in play. To some applause from the audience here. 14:44 remaining in the first period. Canada jumps on the U.S. with a goal early. Eccles in the draw. Weideman's touched up and it's kept in. Nice play by Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson with a bomb. Bounces out, trouble for the goaltender. First real chance for the Americans to put one near the frame. No surprise, it's Kyle Johnson getting it off his broom. Eccles in the draw circle with Bear to his right, one cleanly. Wrister from Lee doesn't make it. Weideman's bodying Kyle. Kyle manages to hit that low to Jaeger. Jaeger has electric speed if he can use it. Turns and twists away from Dufresne. Pressure. This is Try. Aaron Try sending it low. Makes it to the goaltender. Goaltender will hold and will have a face-off low. A little better from this American line. They'll change off. Keeley in the draw circle for the Canadians. He'll go up against Longchamp. Keeley's got Weideman behind him, which is who he's trying to win it to. Instead, he tries to just bat that ball forward, maybe trying to send a Canadian teammate on a run. Pressure from the Canadians disrupts Houchen, and there's a shot wide, well struck. That was Colleen with a bomb for the Canadians. Now it's chipped up, and again trouble, bounced low, chance to throw that off frame, no. Nice save by Swanson there. Keeley carries it low for the Canadians. Keeley sends a pass down. This is Colleen, had a good look earlier, he tips it off, Jaunty pursuing him, Jaunty wins the ball. Canadians will change so Jaunty can probe forward. Slides that over to Houchen. Houchen retreats, facing light pressure. Slapper up the center, that's batted into the zone. Ponsack just dumps that back to his goaltender. This will come back to Longchamp. Longchamp kind of misplays the bobbling ball. Didn't know if he could catch it or not. It does go over his head, but he does get it back to Swanson, who will touch that back to Sikic. Longchamp's going to go for a hard, long change, so Sikic is just going to chill. Not getting tremendous pressure. The Canadians are up a goal, so there's no reason for them to be playing fire wagon broom ball at this point. Tipped on, nice pass by Tony DePete, but he couldn't quite control it. That's batted back, and it's an offside call. Offsides. He doesn't like it. Lacombe doesn't like it. But the referee clearly called an offsides. Gives him a chance to change. We'll have another draw. Scrambled in front and come up with the Americans there, and they'll bat that on frame. Walby gets it towards the net, and the U.S. is pressuring. Here's a long pass. That's going to get pinched off by Sikic, and Sikic can unload the bomb. Petey misses, fans on it, had a real chance to drive one on there from a pass from his older brother. Tipped on, and it could be trouble. Sikic is back checking. Courtwright's on his horse. Walby's coming back hard. Spin shot, nice play by Tony to defend it. Doesn't get through. Tony bats that to the sidewall. Here's Weideman. Weideman looking to spin. Courtwright defends. Pestering Weideman, who controls the ball. Asking for a teammate to cut. He wants Dufresne to make a run. Instead, it's his other teammate that's batted out. Sikic down hard. But he's up, shakes it off. 11:55 remaining. Bear now on a forecheck. Ball's tipped back in the air. Whole Canadian team's going to have to reset. Bear working hard to give him pressure. Ball pops in to the American zone, and Canada nearly picks it off. Corey Swanson does get the ball behind the net, and the U.S. makes a change. And here comes Kyle Johnson on Dufresne. Pinches it away, can't quite control it. Weideman's back playing D. Collision, but no call. Canada controls the zone. Sikic makes a play on the wall. No call there. It is non-checking, but clearly not non-contact. The boys are getting after it already here. Oh no, bad turnover and a bomb. Tony eats a shot to recover from the bad pass. Right now it's been pretty much all Canada. One look from the U.S. that could have been trouble for them. Canada does lead by a goal. 10:50 remaining in the first half. Sikic. Archambault with just sort of token pressure on Sikic there. Canada content to play play a fairly loose man. Another sort of shaky turnover. Tony asking for some long passes there. Tries to bat it up, tries to get it through, and again, the Canadian defense is too much. Tony counteracts it. He'll get that ball, but not out. Canada with a drive low. Swanson holds. Canada will change some personnel. Zach Lee's going to step on for the United States. Won cleanly by the Canadians, bouncing ball. Blake Hansen's going to try to come in there and pester. That ball centered in front, chopped in front. Now it's out, and it's around, and it's almost tucked in on the back door, and they score! A bouncing ball in front of Swanson. He couldn't find out where it was. They couldn't get a physical body on it, and Canada comes up with another goal. It's 2-0 to start the first half here, 9:58 remaining in the first. The U.S. really back on their heels in game one. Jordan Weideman with the goal for Canada. Flipped up and in. Broughton will try to touch this past somebody. Can't quite do it. Sikic battles. Ouchin bats that to Walby. Walby will gain the zone. Try to get by his guy. He stood up. Ball's flipped in. Can't get it. Jaunty will control. Jaunty will touch it to Swanson. Swanson to Houchin. Houchin probably had Walby up the wall there. Elects to walk behind the zone. Now he's facing some pressure. He's getting eaten up by Keeley, and the turnover happens. Keeley's forecheck works. Here's Jaunty. Jaunty to Walby. Walby facing some pressure. Now the Canadians come with a much more aggressive forecheck, up 2 goals. Maybe think the third goal will bury it and end it, and they're hungry for it. The pressure is on. Sikic with a touch pass to Broughton. Broughton tries to beat his man up the wall and can't. It's another U.S. turnover. That ball shot and just wide. Houchin looking to clear it and does. Weideman collects it. He wanders forward. He's going to gain the zone himself. He's going to try to walk Jaunty, 2 of the best players in the world there. And Weideman manages to get it to the center. Jaunty will take over here. Broughton trying to bash the ball up to Johnson. Johnson's had some good physical shifts so far. There's the slapper from Weideman, batted aside by Jaunty. Kyle trying to clear it, can't. Jaunty taps it, still in by Weideman. Boy, Weideman's a force on that red line there. Batted up. Here's Sikic. Sikic has Jaunty. Jaunty's facing pressure, and there's the turnover again. The Canadians wide open, looking for a shot. Wipe out Swanson. No call. Not sure that shouldn't have been an interference. Jaunty carries the zone. Ponsack touches it back. Ponsack tries to bat it up. Eccles is too quick, and he'll get there and win the ball for the U.S. Oh, we have a penalty coming up. A tripping play on Jaeger, and he's still down. Swanson is off. This is a chance for the U.S. They're getting a change. Sikic is on. Zach Lee, the extra attacker, he's going to get into his spot. Brief 6-on-5 for the Americans here. 7:11 left in the first half. Sikic. Sikic with a drive. That ball bounces just wide. Really close from Pete Sikic there. Courtright. Courtright saucers that to Sikic. Sikic to Zach Lee, over to Petey. Petey's a brand new dad celebrating the birth of a daughter here. And there's a drive bouncing ball. Charlie Bear couldn't get a hand on that. Courtright sets up. Courtright looking to wrist it in and tries touch pass, and there the penalty will be called. 6:41 remaining in the first. U.S. will get a chance to set up their power play. That's Cody Thiel. Cody Thiel earning the first penalty minutes of the tournament. His team's already up 2 goals, though, so it's not something his teammates are going to bark at him too much for. U.S. tries to win the draw and does. Critical draw win there by Sikic to set up the power play. Bear to Sikic. Sikic to Broughton. Broughton tries to find Petey, can't do it, and Canada gets a critical clear. Swanson up to play it, facing pressure. Sikic batted with his hand, so he's fine there. Broughton takes over. Shaky from the U.S. to start. Here's Sikic. Sikic finds it. Easy entry from Bear. He'll walk it down the wall. He's pursued by Keeley. He keeps walking forward. He can't control the ball. And there it's fanned on. They had an easy clear and missed it, so the U.S. still controls. Sikic to Broughton. Broughton with a drive. Good save by the goaltender and up into the netting. The faceoff should be low, deflected off the goaltender. Real good look from Jacob Broughton there that the goaltender had to save. Couple talking points from the American power play here. 5:51 remaining in the half, 1:10 remaining in the penalty. Aggressive play into the wall. Canada controls. U.S. selling out on this power play, trying to get some pressure. Sikic pinches. Nice hustle play by Walby. Runs around the whole half of the ice to make sure the U.S. maintains control. 52 seconds, tons of time. Here's Walby. Touches it back to Sikic. Sikic to Broughton. Broughton has Petey. Petey loves that spot. Doesn't have the shot, though. They know to lock down on him, so he'll drive it in. Broughton's getting good looks straight down Broadway. Goalie's been up to the task. Another face-off low, 40 seconds remaining. 5:21 in the half. Canada up 2-0. Lacombe and Weideman both on the score sheet for Canada already. Sikic drops that low to Walby, and Walby to Sikic, and Sikic to Broughton. To Sikic with a slapper, blocked nicely by Ponsack. Great defensive play there. Sikic, skip pass to his brother Tony. Tony to Broughton. Broughton on a touch pass back to Tony. There it is. There's the shot. Bounce. Chipped up here. 13 seconds remaining in the penalty. Broughton can get one more look. There it is. Floated up into the netting. Not the shot he wants. Was it tipped? He's barking for a tip. They're saying no. 6 seconds remaining in the penalty. It looks like it was tipped, and the faceoff will be low. Power play unit comes off. The Longchamp line is on. Canada gets a full change. Jordan Weideman into the draw circle there against Longchamp. Looks like it was touched too early. They'll do that again. Ball batted around, won by Longchamp over Weideman. U.S. holds even strength now. Longchamp has it low. He touches that up to Hansen. Canadian pressure's back on, but so is the USA pressure. Nice step through there. And the Canadians are in transition, flipping it over the top. Houchin will be the first one there. Houchin will retreat behind his net, but he's got Canada all over him. That ball's sent up. There's a long pass, touched on to Jaunty. Jaunty trying to find Simon, can't do it. That ball bats back. Houchin will touch that to Jaunty. Touched around. There's a shot on. Swanson makes a save. Really quick shot by Jordan Weideman there. Keeley pressuring. Here's Simon in space. Simon's got Longchamp dashing. He throws it down, tries to cut off Weideman. Weideman's too quick around the corner. Manages to hold Simon off. There's Longchamp to pinch, and there's a check full on, and that's going to be a penalty. Longchamp's going to go to the box. Longchamp definitely lit Weideman up, and it will be a call against the Americans. Jaunty touching, Courtright going to control it, and there the call will come with 3:22 remaining in the first half. The Canadian power play gets a chance to flex its muscle as Longchamp goes to the box for 2 minutes for checking. Keeley in the draw circle. Looks like he'll have Weideman to his left. Jordan Weideman to his left. Behind him, he'll have Jeremiah Weideman. Zach Keeley, number 14, will be out there. Ben Keeley. It's a family affair for the Canadians. Eccles, Hansen, Courtright, and Houchin for the Americans. Americans down 2-0 and now on the PK with 3:21 remaining in the first half. Won cleanly. Eccles has been one of the lone bright spots for the Americans in the draw circle. And look at Eccles fly. Just couldn't quite get there. The shorty chance might have been there, and now he's going to have to hustle back. 4v3 for a moment, but now they'll set up 5v4. Eccles gets back to his spot on the point. Joe Keeley sends that to Weideman. Weideman to Keeley. This is Jordan Weideman, just floats it in on Houchin. It's trouble in front. Can they clear it? And they do. Hansen gets a flip, not out. This is Zach Keeley. Keeley to Keeley. Weideman with the slapper, fanned on it. Jordan Weideman looks for a drive. Courtright touches it aside, now goes aggressive to the wall, and here's the flip. Manages to clear it out. Nice play by Jager Eccles. 1:05 remaining in the penalty. Halfway home for the Americans. Canada looking to maintain pressure. Keeley walks the zone, touches that quickly over. Canada making some personnel changes there. Zach Keeley to Jordan Weideman. Weideman to Keeley. Keeley to Weideman. Gonna get used to me saying these names. There's a big shot off of Weideman's broom. Lacombe has it. He's already got one goal on his broom. Now he touches it to the point. Sort of a second unit here for the Canadians. There's a skip pass, then rotated around, and there's a big drive high into the netting. Just what the USA ordered. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty on Longchamp. $1:42 in the first half. That's one. U.S. has control in the zone. Flips it off the dasher, controlled by Canada. 9 seconds and 8 before they can get a player back on. Courtright hustling. He touches that to Tony. Flips it up and out. Weideman. Oh, I'm sorry, 31 there. Hoffala has the ball. Gains the zone. Should be even strength. Houchin out to play it. They're asking for a penalty, and there it is again. They get an interference call on Tony Sikic, and just as soon as the U.S. got to even strength, they find themselves back on the PK. 1:12 in the half. This will bleed into the second half. Another 2-minute power play for Canada. Tony Sikic on an interference go. They call it a trip or interference. The official call is interference. Sikic in the draw circle here, battling against Joe Keeley. Sikic tries to flip it out. Instead, he gets it to Zach Keeley. There's the skip pass over. This is Weideman to Keeley. To Weideman with the slapper. Boy, he gets a ton on that thing. Keeley. Zach has a rip. Nope, he passes up the shot. Sends that in. Bouncing ball. Jordan Weideman to his brother, Jeremiah Weideman. He'll try to bat the ball through to Keeley. Zach touches that to Joe. Joe surveying, sends this up. Nice play by Sikic. Can he beat him to the ball? They're hustling hard. He's wiped out. He gets the call back. Sikic and Weideman into it already. Referees will separate the shenanigans. And the games begin. U.S. earns one back there. Maybe a bit of a sell job by Sikic to go down hard. Gamesmanship on both sides, and we're going to play a little 4v4 for the final 28 seconds, and then a $1.16 of 4v4. Golly, Weideman's in the box jawing. Sikic and Weideman still having words in the box. Scorekeepers will have to keep them calm. Oh, man. Not a lot of love lost between these two squads. They've met in some big games over the years. That is one. And here's Jaunty. Touched off. Jaeger tries to pursue and pinch. That ball's flipped to the opposite side. 17 seconds remaining in the half. Canada is on sides. They've got a guy charging back door, and they don't see him. Holy cow. Keeley's on a run, and nobody picked him up. Dangerous from the United States there. 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. 4v4. Eccles in the draw circle. I can't quite see who's in the opposite side from there. Oh, it looks like Zach Keeley. Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan Weideman. Courtright has it. He took the shot on. No harm, no foul there at the half. 2-0. Canada. Players in the box. We've had 4 penalties called already in a half of broomball. Get ready for some fireworks here. Canada up 2-0. They really put the pressure and leaned on them early, and it shows. Yeah, Canada's been the better squad so far. 2-minute intermission here at the half of the Super Series. We'll go another 18 minutes stop time, and then we'll figure out what we're doing next based on what the score is, whether it's overtime or whether we're moving on to the women's game. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. I think you can probably make comments, so if you're having any problems seeing or hearing anything, let us know. We're... understandably, they're up 2-0, so the Canadian chat, I'm sure, is buzzing. Oh, okay. Perfect. Sounds great. Yep. Great. I have rosters for them. Yeah. About 45 seconds remaining in the intermission here. Both teams at their benches talking things over. USA trying to figure out what they got to do to get back in this game. Canada probably pretty content with that first half. Scored twice. All right, USA trying to pump themselves up. Canada doing the same. Goalie will stride back here. It's a near side change this half, so you're changing in your own defensive zone, which makes changes a little easier. All right, 4v4 for 48 seconds. That's won by Keeley, sort of forward. There's a wrister well wide. Sikic touches it around. Shaky start to the second half for the U.S. team. Here's Bear. Bear has space to move. Just goes loping forward, sends that over to Sikic. Now he goes on a run, asking for the ball. Maybe should have gotten it. Eccles makes a run. Sikic is just content to kill time in the 4v4 here, waiting for the power play. They're going to have roughly 30 seconds of power play time. He sends it up, and here's Bear. Bear just wants to drive that ball low, maintain possession if he can. He goes down. Boy, it's hard to knock Charlie Bear over. So that's kind of impressive that somebody did that. Batted around, they're working hard. Can they come up with the ball? They do. Sousers it around. This is Sikic with the ball. After a scramble, the U.S. has 30 seconds on a power play. Broughton's out there. Broughton looking to find one. Can't, so he touches it to Tony. Tony's got Pete. Pete's up top now. Broughton on the left. There's the bomb. Shot just wide. Batted off the back of the net and controlled by the U.S. Broughton sends it forward. 11 seconds remaining in the power play. Sikic with a drive. Bouncing ball. This is Eccles. Eccles touches it to Sikic, to Broughton. 5 seconds in the power play. Broughton looking for one. Can't find it. Sikic looking for a bomb. He gets it off. It's bouncing. Eccles controls, touches it to Sikic. Sikic tries to find Broughton and does. Broughton just taps it to Tony, and Tony will control, send it to his brother Petey. It's even strength. This is Charlie Bear making his American debut today. Bear, a great hockey product out of North Dakota's storied hockey scene. There's a drive blocked by Longchamp, earning his stripes in a USA jersey. Pressuring. Canada controls, saucers it to the middle, and that's touched aside by Eccles. Eccles has Simon and Longchamp. Touched by Simon. Simon forward, tries to get past his guy. Pressured, no turnover there, and Ponsac takes over. Crafty veteran Ponsac, played in so many big games for Canadian teams over the years. Joey has the ball. He's looking for a long outlet pass. Jaunty will be the first one there. Clay Eccles checking in. Got his son playing. It's good to see him in the chat. Jaunty to Swanson. Swanson floats the ball over the top. That's touched on by Simon. They're on sides. Can they control the ball? Jaunty scrambled and pressured. Just trying to get some measure of control. A bit of a floundering play from both sides there, but Canada comes up with it, and Keeley's on the wall. Try, pestering. Carried around by Canada. They'll slow things down. Ben Keeley just launches that low. Eccles trying to defend and makes a nice play there on Jordan Weideman to knock it away from him. Now Jaunty with a pivot and some space. Joe Keeley trying to come up Jaunty's jersey, gets it over to Blake Hansen. It's a 3v3. Sends it across. This is Try. Try chopped off the ball. U.S. will have to reset, and they do with Swanson. Jaunty knocks it back to Swanson. Swanson back to Jaunty. Canada's going to change. Jaunty can wander forward. Instead, he wants to get a change himself, so he drops that to Bear. Bear and Jaunty are MedX club teammates. This USA team made up of a lot of the premier players from the premier clubs. So Legion, Kelly Lake, MedX, all represented here. That ball's tapped forward, and Johnson will be after it. They've waved off the icing. Dufresne for Canada. Weideman goes for a clear. That's into the bench, and it'll be a face-off low for the United States. 13-16 remaining in the half. Canada's up a couple. USA really has to come alive. There's got to be another gear from the USA team in order to get back into this game. It's a 5-game series. Every game is critical. You know, you think, well, if we don't win game 1, we have to win game 2. You know, you start doing the mental math on this thing, and obviously Canada's enjoying a really hot start to the tourney here. Kept in by Zach Lee. Here's Broughton. Broughton's got Sikic making a run. Ponsak's going to be the first one there. Sikic tries to control it. Ponsak defends well. It is won by the Americans, and he tries to send that in front. Nearly finds Broughton. Here's Ponsak in some space. Ponsak sends it forward, but not out. Here's Zach Lee. Zach Lee to Broughton. Broughton facing some pressure, touches it to Lee. Lee's got a slapper of his own if he can get free to let that thing go. He's not going to take it from half ice, but if he can get within 30, 40 feet, look out. There's Sikic with a drive. Broughton touches it. Broughton with a drive, just flares it low. Walby bumped off the ball, controlled. They go for a flip. It's up and out, and Zach Lee will come back and grab it. 12-13 remaining in the game. Swanson steps forward, chops that over to Houchin. Houchin wanders back. Zach Lee goes for a change. Courtright is on. Flipped up. Simon's quick. Man, look at the speed out of that kid. And Hansen will be the first one there. He centers it. Doesn't quite work out for Simon in front. Goalie covers. A foot or two the other way, and maybe it's a chance for the U.S. I like that they're shouting at each other. 11:48 remaining. Pace of the game has been good. It doesn't feel like even up a couple goals that Canada is just trying to sort of salt the victory away. They still feel like they're working hard. There's the flip play. Batted by Swanson, who's way out of his goal, and Simon's just got a wheel. He chops that thing forward, and he's gone on a run. Ben Keeley has it. He'll wander behind the net. Simon pursues him. It's touched on. Longchamp down low as well. Simon stays with his guy, walks him to the bench, and picks up a new guy. Simon's on a tear back checking, and that will go for an icing. 11:07 remaining. Well, you're watching the Broomball Super Series. The North American Broomball Super Series happens every other year, roughly. Between the U.S. and Canada, it's a best-on-best situation. We try to get the best guys available from both countries to play each other, best women available, and then the best mixed teams available. And it is a barn burner. I've had a chance to play in the event twice, and there's almost no more fun you can have than this event. It really feels like an all-star showcase of some of the best broomball in the world. This is Bear moving forward, touched on by Wiedemann. He keeps the zone there. What a defensive play. He tries to dangle the world on that one, and it doesn't work. Jaunty snuffs it out, sends it to Eccles, who sends it to Bear. They're asking for an offside call, but I think they were okay. There's a good play by Kyle, and it's touched back to Bear, who gets it to Courtright. Courtright looking to flip it forward to Eccles, but he has to check up onside. Dufresne takes over. Dufresne has Wiedemann immediately if he wants him, and elects to do it. Wiedemann waiting for his team to change, and then they flip the ball deep and pursue. Pretty classic Canadian broomball strategy. Zip it to the far side deep and let your teammates run on. Here comes Broughton. Broughton sends that straight up the middle, snuffed out by Sikic, touched on, and the U.S. has control. Jaunty drives it low. He's got Sikic in the middle for a drive. Quality look from the United States there, their first in a while. Good pass from Jaunty, and a ripper from Petey doesn't go. Sent down low, no American there. Walby pursues. Stepped on, and it's a turnover, and now there's a lost broom. Jaunty chops it forward, nice play. Jaunty's starting to warm into this tournament. There's a good look. Walby tries to tuck that 5-hole, it doesn't go. Here come the Americans. Here's Sikic. Sikic has Walby bust into the front of the net. Suddenly there's a little life in the legs. Broughton can't quite find the way. Archambault clears it for Canada. Jaunty pursues. That's the best the Americans have looked. 9:10 remaining. Here's Zach Lee. Zach Lee strides forward, sends that to Longchamp. Longchamp touches it forward. Simon on a forecheck. He's got to bring the thunder. He's a little guy, but he's just got to be a tornado down there. Longchamp with the same physical play, not letting his guy pass. Longchamp back checking hard. Here's trying to run. And here comes Zach Lee the other way. Zach Lee sends that. They're on sides. There's the far wrist pass trying to get it through. I think he was trying to skip past that all the way to Simon. Didn't quite work. Here's Try with a drive. High and wide, but it stays in play. Longchamp can't control that from Weideman. Weideman touches that to a teammate who tries to flap it out and does. Nice play. Batted aside by Swanson. Pretty good chance there. Zach Keeley in on a run. Ball falls to his brother Joe. Joe tries to center that to Weideman, but it's touched away nicely by Eccles. Dufresne takes over. 7:58 remaining. Weideman tries to float that softly into the center. And that's taken care of by Swanson, who finds Eccles. And Eccles tries to send a pass up the middle, but it's sloppy. Doesn't go. Nice give and go by the Canadians. He can't quite turn on the shot he wanted to take. That's sent into no man's land, and Swanson takes over. He'll touch that forward to Bear. Bear tries to flip it past Weideman and can't do it. They battle. That's sent into no man's land, and here's a chance for the U.S. to get some speed going. Ponsack snuffs it out, though. Every time the USA tries to move forward, that Canadian defense is there to shut it down. 7 minutes remaining, 7:07 remaining. Blake Hansen with wheels, tries to beat Ponsack to the ball and does. No support from the Americans, though. Now they've made their change and they're on. Canada content to just set up shop. There's a turnover, and Sikic has the ball, and he's got Walby in front. Walby shoots. Good save. The goaltender, White Brown, up to the task. That's his best save of the game for sure. Walby on the doorstep in front. Little better from this line. That ball's going to touch out and wide. Swanson will be the first one there. Broughton's on. 6:24 remaining. Jaunty just trying to find the zone and does. This is Houchin with a nice walk past his defender. He's trying to send it in on White Brown, who just makes the save and holds. Little better from the Americans. Actually winning the shots on goal battle right now, 11-8, according to the scoreboard here in the arena. There have only been a couple of real legit scoring chances. Here comes Pete Sikic in the draw circle for the United States, and he touches that back to Jaunty. The U.S. was losing every draw early, but they have tidied that up a little bit. There's a shot that Courtright would like a second look at high up into the netting. We'll have a face-off outside the zone. Zach Keeley in the draw for Canada. Jager Eccles for the United States of America. He has Johnson and Bear with him. Keeley bats that thing low. Swanson sends it to Jaunty. It's a dangerous ball. Swanson's got to get back in his frame. The forecheck is good there from Canada. No free pass allowed even behind the net. Keeley snuffs that out. Here's Courtright on a nice move, though. Pinched off, and here's Jaunty in space. It's a 3v2 if they move. Jaunty's got Johnson. Johnson wants to drive it. He sends it to Eccles. Eccles can unload. He makes a nice move to walk. He can't quite control it, and it's knocked away. Just a little too little. We will have an icing. Swanson got back into his net quick enough. Again, a little better from the Americans. They're a bounce or two away here. 5:27. Got to score twice to tie this game in regulation. Start to see maybe when Corey might wander out of the net. 4 minutes remaining maybe if you're down 2. That's won by Canada. They go to flip that out. Zach holds, and he touches that back to Swanson. Guys talking to each other. Oh, pretty good run there by Zach Lee, and he ends up rewarded with the ball. What a pass. Here's Johnson with a drive. Johnson can't quite get the backhand shot off, and he falls to the ice. There's the flip play for a breakaway. Swanson's out to play it, and he does. He sends it to the sidewall. He needs support from his teammates. He absolutely crushes a Canadian, and that Canadian might be hurt. And Swanson checks on him. They were just both going hard to the wall for the ball, and he kind of twisted his knee up, but he's up on his feet right away. That's Tori Langiel. He seems to be okay. He's walking to the bench a little tenderly, but he's not grabbing at the knee or anything. You don't want to see anybody get hurt out here. 4:49 remaining. Longchamp wins the draw to Jaunty. Jaunty tries to send that low. It's ricocheted off, and it falls right to Houchin. Houchin should have unloaded early. There's a nice wrister. Again, send it front, and it's a goal. Absolutely. 100% a USA goal. Blake Hansen bounces the ball off, and it dribbles in. 2-1, and the USA has life. 4:36 remaining in the game. Kind of an odd play there. Blake Hansen took a wrister. It bounced off of a defender, came back to Hansen. He tried to saucer it back door, and I think it bounced off the back heel of a Canadian defender. It's hard to tell exactly. Won by the Canadians. 4:34 remaining. This is Houchin. Houchin sends that ball up. Canada controls. They'll content to send the ball out again. The U.S. has to get set up and get the goalie off at some point. It's not critical quite yet. There's 4:20 remaining. There's the ball flipped in nicely. And look at how quick Simon is. He's going to be the first one there. Nice play. He controls. Waits for a teammate. He saucers that up to Jaunty. Jaunty looking to drive it. Doesn't quite have it, so he sends it to Courtright. Courtright to Hansen. Longchamp and Simon are trying to change. So are the Canadians. Hansen takes over. Hansen trying to probably cycle out for a change as well. Here we go. The heavy cavalry is on for the United States. It's Broughton, it's Sikic, it's Walby. Pursued hard. Keeley tries to close that out. Jaunty on a pinch, but it won't work. Broughton's got a back check. He does. Canada controls low. They're fine just killing time down there. Andrew Killeen, big body, hard to move him off the ball. Sikic manages to take it away from Joe Keeley, and then a little drop pass to Broughton. Broughton will scamper there, but Keeley's going to try to eat him up, but he does get it back to Sikic. 3 minutes remaining here. Now the U.S. does have to start thinking about, oh, what a play by Walby. Can he get there? Dufresne makes a nice defensive play to break up the chance. The U.S. maybe could have had a 2-on-1 there. Here's Keeley. Keeley sends this forward. Weideman is crashing on the far side. Bear snuffs that opportunity out. There it is, centered. Bear with a hard physical play trying to win the ball from Weideman. Shoves him off, battles and comes up with it. Charlie sends it forward and out. Going to give the U.S. a chance to change some personnel. Walby off. Johnson on. Zach Lee's on. 2:20. Swanson's going to have to start looking towards the bench. Jaunty on. 2:10 remaining in the game. U.S. has the ball, but they got to get it into the zone. And they got to do so with enough time. There's a nice play. Bear will be the first one there. They got to be looking at Swanson. Swanson's coming. The goalie is off. Hansen takes the spot of Swanson. Zach Lee at the point. He's got a quick snapper to Hansen. 1:49 remaining. There's a shot and a goal! Kyle Johnson ties the game! It's 2-2 with 1:46 remaining on a one-timer. Right away, the USA claws their way back in. The goalie hadn't been off for more than about 10 seconds. And Johnson in the center of the ice. Getting pretty crazy in here already, and it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning. 1:46 remaining in the game. 2-2 Canada-US. The US off of the mat to come back here, and here's Jaunty. There's an interference penalty, maybe. Nope, just an offside. Oh boy, you don't want to see a penalty called on either team really with $1:42 remaining. At the Super Series, we do play a different form of overtime. It's 5 minutes of 3v3 with goaltenders, running time, and then we go to a 4v4 no goalie situation. That's to keep all 15 games moving throughout the weekend. So it is a modified overtime format because we have so many divisions and so many games happening in a compressed time frame. So if we go to overtime here, which we very well may do, 5 minutes of 3v3 running time to start, and then we will go 4v4 no goalie until the game ends. There is no shootout. 1 minute remaining in the first game. If this is how every game is going to go, we are in for a weekend. Weideman with the ball. Weideman touches it to a teammate, pressured by Sikic. Jaunty in front. Nice play by Jaunty with 48 seconds remaining. Sends it to Sikic. Sikic just chips it low, 40 seconds. Weideman takes over. Chipped up. Keeley with a nice play, trying to find a guy back door. Keeley has it, he touches it. Oh, this is trouble with a chance to the far post with 24 seconds remaining. Pinched on, sent around. Keeley. 17 seconds, flips it in front, trying to find it. He's hauled down by Eccles, and we have a stoppage of play. Just trying to bat the ball. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty called or what. Eccles checks in with the guy who lost his lid. Courtright checks in with him as well. And now we're going to have a face-off outside the zone because of he lost equipment, I guess. Eccles definitely gave him a little bit of a face wash there with 11 seconds remaining in the game. But they say no harm, no foul. I don't think anybody wants to call that kind of a penalty at this critical a juncture of the game. Eccles with a clean draw win. His teammate wasn't ready for it. Tony just chops it in. They'll reset 6 seconds, 5, and we are going to overtime in game 1. Holy crow. We will have a short intermission, and then we will play 5 minutes, 3v3 with goalies. Two-minute intermission here for the teams to collect themselves. Well, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast. The athletes on the ice couldn't be giving you a much better show. Canada takes a 2-0 lead at the half. The USA off the mat late. Down 2 goals with 4.5 to play. Score twice, once with the goalie out to tie this thing 2-2. Johnson in the slot beats White-Brown to tie the game with 1:46 remaining. About a minute left for the teams to talk it over and get their sea legs. The USA women's team along the far boards, down at ice level, waiting to take the ice for game 2. Also, very eager, I'm sure, to see the results of the men's game. What's very fun about this event is how invested you get in your whole federation's success. You're really cheering for the other divisions to represent your country well. So to start the 3v3, Ben Keeley's going to take the ice for the Canadians. Cody Thiel and Jordan Weideman. White-brown tending the pipes. The USA is going to counter with some serious speed. Jager Eccles, Blake Hansen, and the stalwart Cam Courtright on D. Swanson between the pipes, 5 minutes running time. Eccles in the draw circle, he's been good so far. Guys can't figure out where they want to line up for this thing. And that is won by the Canadians. They'll scamper back. Man-on-man pressure will be the name of the game at this point. Touched around, and there's a 2-on-1, and he's in a flat breakaway. Eccles was going to have to chew him up. There it is, batted aside nicely, and here's Hansen. Hansen holds. Eccles to Courtright. Courtright should carry the zone and does. Courtright touches that back to Hansen, and then he flips it low to Courtright, and Courtright can control from there. 4:28 remaining. USA and Canada each change a player. That's a sloppy pass from Courtright. And that's kept in. Courtright's on a breakaway. He can win the game. There's a shot, and he goes bar down, no goal. Courtright has a chance to win it, and he hits the crossbar. Bar down and out. Referee had a great look at it. Clearly no goal. Fireworks early on a bad turnover from the Canadians. There's the flip play, and Hansen has it back to Swanson. Charlie Bear. He'll spin around and touch it back. He's got Pete Sikich behind the net, makes the easy play. 3:30 remaining here. Pressure, just trying to clear it and does. Bear's gonna pursue. Hoffala knocks that back to the goaltender. Weideman takes over. There's the far pass. This is Zach Keeley. Zach Keeley overlaps with Joe. Jaunty defends Zach. Touches back. Jaunty has it. There's the turnover. Jaunty carries forward. It's still 3v2. Tony's going to be the first one there. Bear changes. Zach Leon. Maybe had Zach on the flip play there. Elects to keep possession. Smart here with 2:30 remaining. Zach Lee on to Tony Sikich. Tony Sikich can drive the ball if given the window. He instead just rotates it around to Zach Lee. Zach Lee sends this low to Jaunty. 2:18 remaining in the 3v3. Jaunty briefly thought about force feeding that. Instead, that's a sloppy pass. Courtright's going to have to make a defensive play on Weideman. Weideman knocks it past. Weideman trying to absolutely raise the roof off the building with that move. Doesn't quite work. And here's Courtright again. He's rubbed out of the play. No call. Courtright can't believe that wasn't called a check. I think Rodney was startled by the play. That's batted up. Sent in. Thiel with a drive. 1:34 remaining in the 3v3. Jager Eccles. Eccles just sends it up and out. Can Hansen get there? Hansen on a drive. He tries to tap it. Can't. White-Brown plays it. Keeley. Keeley trying to walk Jaunty. Does gain the zone. There's a switch. Jaunty's got to make a play. Manages to tap it out. 1 minute remaining. Eccles has the ball on his broom. Kept in by the Canadians. Nice defensive play at the red there. Eccles chasing. There's a drive. Bounced out in front. That's trouble. And it's in! Canada scores and wins the game 3-2 with 46 seconds in the overtime. A bouncing ball in front gets free. Canada makes a beautiful spin play there. And Jordan Weideman with his second goal on the day wins game 1 for Canada in overtime. Canada 1-0 over the U.S. in the best of 5. What a game in game 1. We're going to be back here shortly for the women's tilt between the U.S. and Canada. Thanks so much for watching. Very shortly we will be back in business, but I need to get something to drink. Welcome back to the Super Series for the second game of the day, the first game in the women's division. This is the USA and Canada all weekend long. Canada in red, USA in blue. And we're about 20 seconds away from getting a game on here. Canada still using that time to bat the ball around. USA gathered at their bench. She has these. She's got it. Okay. Canada gathers down at their goal. Huddle up, last minute strategy, last minute hype. USA doing that at the bench. Lisa Bennett, the head coach for the United States women, with her assistants Lori Hamsky and Kelly Osterbauer. Well, much the same story here. Both of these teams, highly talented teams. A lot of veteran presence for both. Sort of a glittering array of stars. And some new faces as well. So should be really fun. Making her debut to take the face-off for the United States here, Danny Gustafson. And she will bat the ball into neutral territory, and it'll bounce back to Bezicki on defense. She'll cycle back, and an immediate forechecking pressure from the Canadians. The Canadians are barnstorming already with a heavy forecheck, and it wins them the ball. Bezicki pursues. She's trying to force the issue. That lady tries to turn. Rochelle, now here's a person already in space. Got a chance to walk past Megan and doesn't, and now here's a chance for the United States coming the way. Ostad bats the ball low. We're already having fireworks. This is Gustafson, and we'll reset some things. Holy cow, Canada nearly jumps on the U.S. there. Kept in. Gustafson tries to bat that thing low. Stick check there from McDonald. Heavy, heavy, heavy pressure there from Langevin. McDonald trying to find somebody across. That's batted on. Langevin has a chance that the goalie has to make a save on. This is touched around. This is Myers. Taylor Myers wanders forward. She tries to force the ball in front. Touched on. Driven in, batted down. Free ball. Cheng will chase that thing down. And she'll walk to the center. She flips that over to Myers. Taylor Myers in some space. Taylor Myers knocks that down. This is Jillian McDonald. Jillian McDonald sends it. There's Langevin with a bouncing shot. Myers wiped out behind the net, but she regains her footing. U.S. looking to change. They flare the ball down. That's batted on. U.S. getting some chances after the Canadians had a wild chance to start the game. Nifty move by a Canadian player in front of the net, but the ball just sailed off the broom. Couture bats that thing out. Plesha on a back check for the Americans. Dawson knocks that thing up. Marquis with a shot wide. There's a shot out front. Bretzman tries to block it free. Driven in. Wide. Pursued. Stetch wanders to the wall. Stetch engages. Tries to take the ball. There's saucered up and touched here. This is Eberhard. Eberhard in some space. Eberhard moving forward. Eberhard sends that in. Chased after it. Got Dawson supporting behind her. Eberhard pinches. USA gets a change. This is Bezicki trying to walk to the middle. USA's got a back check hard. It's a 3-on-2. Canada wants a change, so they dump it low. Plesha for the United States battles on the wall. Comes up with the ball. That's batted aside. Nice defensive play there. Driven in, high and wide. Some pressure from Conway for the Canadians, but the U.S. can break it out. This is Scarrow. Scarrow touches it over. That is a French name that I'm not even going to try. Gustafson taps that ball away. Ostad. Canada drives. Van de Heuvel for the Canadians bats that thing low. Some Canadian personnel changes. Here comes Ellen Rochelle. She'll send that ball up, but not out. Pinched nicely by the Canadians. Hammered back low. This is Bazicki. She touches that forward to Morgan. Morgan trying to turn the corner and can't quite do it. Nice play there, Amelie Marquette. '18. Darren Pentini. I'm sorry on these last names. Michelle is number 18 for the Canadian team. That much I can do. This is Marquette. Marquette just flips the ball low. McDonald will go back to pursue it. Easy pass to Langevin. Langevin has electric speed. If you can get her into space, she touches the ball over. That's an easy turnover for Canada, though. Tries to win it back, and here's Bazicki. Bazicki wanders to the middle. Langevin takes over behind her, and the U.S. will reset. This is Cheng. 13-10 remaining in the first half. You have me as a broadcaster until about 15 minutes or so remaining in the second half of the game, at which point I have to go and do another job. But we'll turn the broadcasting over at that point and keep working our way through it. Canada takes over. This is Cousineau behind the net. Cousineau wanders out towards the sidewall. Cousineau drives the ball in low. It's tipped on nicely there. Really good chance. Cousineau with another drive, blocked by Cheng. Doesn't make it through to the goaltender. Canada applying some pressure here. There's tipped away. Attempt to clear, and here's Taylor. Taylor trying to turn the corner. Taylor has sneaky and deceiving speed. She can't quite win the ball there. Here's Langevin. Carly has it. She goes to reset, wander up the sidewall. Now she touches that down to Myers. Myers tries to find Eberhard in front. Dawson will pursue down the wall. Dawson wants to send that ball low. Fans on it. Dawson pinches down low. Apologizes to her teammate as she runs by, then resets on the D position. Eberhard bats that back. This is Marquis. Marquis just drives that ball down. That's going to be on frame, so it's no icing. U.S. will have to reset. There's a long pass up the sidewall, nicely done by the goaltender, Wenner, and that's Stetch. Stetch trying to find a teammate, can't quite do it, so Bretzman bats it back. Dawson sends that to Stetch. Stetch trying to send it out, can't do it. Canada changes, and here's a turnover. And not quite the ball they needed. U.S. a little sloppy on the wall. Eberhard just races after it to try to break up the play. Little confusion on defense, but they sort it out there. The ball's batted low. Stetch is going to be the first one there for the United States. She wheels. Sets up. Light pinch from two players on Canada, and they can go. Bretzman tries to force that ball up the wall. Doesn't work. It's a turnover and a shot. Wide. Little shaky from the U.S. Both the U.S. men's and women's teams started their games a little shaky. Hopefully they can come alive. Ball blocked aside. Bretzman can't clear. Again, she tries to clear. Now it's a 2-on-1, but the ball bounces Canada's way. Alex Wilson sends it in, but Canada's off, so they have to reset. Plesha will come apply a forecheck, and that's a breakaway for Canada. Sloppy change by the U.S. Rochelle's there with a clear trip, no call. There's a shot. Megan makes a save, ball bouncing in front. Rochelle definitely got away with a trip there. Sloppy change from the U.S. Could have been a goal, should have been a power play. Morgan tries to clear that thing, can't. Little pressure from the U.S. Rochelle to the sidewall. Ellen gets met there, and there's a chance again. 18 causing problems for the U.S. That ball's batted aside. More physical play from the United States. Again, the referees keep their whistles in their pocket. Tipped on, and we have an icing. No tip from Ostad there. Anyway, it was behind the red, would be icing anyway. 9:37 remaining here in the first half of this game. We are 0-0. Canada with the clearer sustained pressure. So far, I'm still learning all the names, so extend a little grace my way as I try to get here. Lynn Couture is in the draw circle for the Canadians. She's going up against Taylor Myers, and that is one backwards, but into the hands of the U.S., and here's Carly. Carly flying down the left-hand side. She tries to send that in on the goaltender and does. A little scoop shot that makes it through, batted aside by the goalie, and Myers sets up. This is McDonald. McDonald making her USA debut, and here's Myers trying to come in from the side. Wins the ball again. Sends it out front, nobody home. Looking to clear, and they can't. Bazicki just pops that back down low to McDonald. McDonald's got Myers behind the net. Sends it to her. Myers can walk out front, tries to chip that ball in front, nobody home. Canada looking to work it in transition. Great defensive play by Cheng. Cheng flips it over to a teammate. This is Plesha. Plesha, another American debuter. She drives the ball in. Really good shot there. Another shot, bouncing ball. Cleared by the Canadians. Really good look there. Jamie Plesha getting chances early. This is Cheng. Cheng tries to tap it forward, manages to clear the zone and allow for some American personnel to change. Icing is waved off. Canada resets. Alex Wilson has the ball. She'll just try to flip it up and out. That's batted by Dawson into the center of the ice. Canada controls. Stetch tries to get it, and she's down on the ice. She'll recover. That ball's driven in. Nice save by Wenner. Dawson recovers on the back wall. Dawson moving in space. Dawson dangles, sends her defender sliding past. Here's Stetch. Stetch holds. Stetch looking for a long pass up the sidewall. Here's Plesha. Plesha with a turn. Can she get past her defender? She's held up a little bit. Manages to do it, though. Little confusion on who should take the ball. And it falls to Eberhard. Eberhard's got a 6 set of mitts. She wanders forward. There's another chance at a one-timer Plesha would like a second look at. Morgan drives that ball down. It's Plesha with another chance to wander middle and drive a ball. Nice defensive play there, and Canada looks to clear and does. This will fall back towards Megan. Megan controls the ball. Easy play to Morgan. 7:17 remaining. Ball sent over to Stetch. This is Ostad. Ostad hit hard. Gustafson tries a one-touch pass to Rochelle that doesn't quite make it. Canada looks to clear, gains the zone. Backdoor cut. Trying to get the ball through, but Morgan's too much there, and Stetch was covering it well. Both teams trying to feed it in front from behind the net. Neither team having a ton of success doing it. That's a dangerous play from Stetch. They're wandering through two defenders below her own goal line. Rochelle will wander into space and clear. Tipped in front, sent aside. Big shot, rip high and wide off the glass. That came off of MJ Vandelar's broom. Here's Marquette sending a one-timer in front. Really good look there. Wide of the post by a few inches. USA's got to tidy up their defense in front there. 6:10 remaining in the first half. It's 0-0. There's a long ball up and out. USA content to clear. Gustafson goes for a change. Heavy forecheck from the Americans here, and they create the turnover. Carly battling hard, and she does. She gets it to Bazicki. Good hard work there. It ain't pretty, but it's effective. Langevin touches that low. Ball sent out in front and a real chance. Cheng on a crash from the D position. Nearly bags one off of McDonald's broom. Cheng still down low, battles for it. She resets it to Myers. Myers to Cheng. McDonald battling in front. It's tipped in front. Langevin goes to drive it. It's batted aside by the Canadians, and Bazicki has it up front. Bazicki will unload low and hard. Tries to tip it in front. Really good look by McDonald. Can't quite do it. This line has come alive. Myers to McDonald. McDonald wanders up the sidewall. Sends that to Bazicki. Bazicki looking for a drive. Blocked nicely. Bazicki maintains control and wanders. Still has the ball. Looking for a wrister to find Myers in front. Doesn't have it. Now has Langevin. A nice shot on. Good save by the goaltender. Low to the post. That's batted up and off the sidewall. McDonald's got to hustle. 18's got some speed and some hands. She drags to the middle. Touched aside by McDonald nicely. McDonald can send it to teammates, and here's Plusha with a chance. Plusha pauses. Sends the ball across. It's Stetch with a wrister and a goal! Jamie Plesha feeds the ball across to Amy Stetch. Top shelf over the goalie's shoulder, and the U.S. leads 1-0. 4:25 remaining in the first half. Amy Stetch is on the board with a goal on a beautiful play. The ball bounced favorably to Plesha, and Plesha took her time, wandered to the center, made a move, and just dropped the ball to Stetch. We've got a hand pass or an offsides or something here that will result in a face-off. 4:17 remaining in the game, or I should say in the half. 1-0 Team USA. That is won by the United States. And Morgan wins that ball forward and just keeps running forward. And now it's a 3-on-2. Can she center it? She puts it in on the goaltender. That hit the crossbar. Elena bats it low. Cleared, but not out. Swatted low by Eberhard. Tries to deflect that out of the zone there. That's Victoria Conway trying to make that play. This is Stetch again. Stetch has Plesha. Plesha pivots. Plesha wandering in. She's been trouble for the Canadians, creating all kinds of opportunities. That one's just a little wide. She'll go for a change, catch her breath, and hopefully get right back out there. This is Cheng. Cheng tries to throw that to Elena Bretzman. Can't do it. Instead, it's down low to Smalls. Smalls tries to wrap her. Nobody home. Would have been great if a teammate was there. She'll go for a change. That ball's going to drift down and go for an icing. 2:59 remaining in the half. 1-0 United States of America. Bazicki in the draw circle. Wins the draw. There's a drive from Stetch. Wide. Bouncing ball in front. Tipped aside by the Canadians. Ostad fights hard for it. Ostad and Gustafson win the ball. Tries to send it low back to Gustafson and does control. Gustafson saucers that up to Dawson. Dawson wanders to the middle, sends it to Bazicki. Bazicki will send that low. Ostad, oh my gosh. What a sell job. And the Academy Award goes to number 11. Let me see who took the penalty there. 19. What a sell job. Corinne Bolduc. And it looks like Ostad is going to go into the penalty box. She just threw her hands in the air. That was pretty good. Some gamesmanship from the Canadians draws them a penalty. Here we go. PK for the U.S. power play. Critical time, 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. And Canada gets the first opportunity at special teams. That is won by the Canadians and tapped back here. This is Couture, and Couture sends it over to Scarrow. Couture running the point for him. Scarrow with a bomb, high and wide. Bazicki has it. She'll send it backwards. This is Rochelle. Rochelle carries, facing pressure. She spins away. She sends it around. Bazicki will go to the wall. Hold it on the wall. She'll send it back around. This is Stetch. Stetch has it. Stetch looking to carry forward and does. She's taken out of the play, no call. There's a drive wide. Rochelle takes over on the back door. Really long and rangy penalty kill for the U.S. Most of their players are 6 feet, and that presents some problems for Canada to get the ball through, but there's a bouncing ball that nearly makes it through to the goaltender. Physical play from Bazicki in the corner. Canada controls. Canada sends this over. Vandelar with a shot high and wide into the netting. Probably wants a second chance at that one, and that gives the U.S. a little breathing room. Bazicki and Stetch talk over some strategy as they wander forward towards the face-off dot. Captain for the Canadian women's team is on the ice, Michelle Couture. Playing D for them during the power play. 53 seconds remaining in the power play. Clean win by the Canadian team there. They're so good at the face-off. It's such a big part of their game. That's chipped up, not out, tapped out. 40 seconds or so remaining. They're offsides now. She dragged it back. She knows she did it. It was just instinct. Got her team on sides and then just pulled the ball back. And so we'll have a face-off. Myers gets a second chance here to try to win a draw. Rochelle just flips that in the corner. She might be the first one there. She bats it low, and they'll reset their PK. 30 seconds remaining. This is, of course, where you want to play the PK, is in their zone. So good on the U.S. right now, just bottling up the Canadians. 17 seconds. No harm, no foul down here. They'll kill the penalty all day in this end of the ice and be content to do it. Now Canada gets a chance to break in. USA hustling back. 3 seconds and 2, and the U.S. can get a person on here. Audison's out of the box and right on. There's a shot driven, tipped in on Megan. Again, batting ball. U.S. at even strength. And Stetch just wanders that thing out, and Ostad will pursue. Trying to find McDonald in front, who was screaming for the ball. Here's Ostad again. And that ball's touched up and out. Vandelar trying to take a shot. Bouncing ball deflected. Megan stayed with it. Nice save there. Here's McDonald, and that's the half. Some fire wagon broom ball to end things there. And it's 1-0 when the dust settles. USA at the half. 2-minute break here, and then we will jump into the second half of play. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to the Super Series here. Wherever you may find yourself, we'll be broadcasting all of the games across these platforms for the duration of the tournament. The next set of games start 8 p.m. Central. I think 8:15 is ball drop tonight, and then we'll again do men's, women's, and mixed in a row. And then tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central, Game 3. And then after that, it gets a little squirrely based on the results of the tournament. So as teams are eliminated, or if series don't go to 5 games, the schedule may change for when teams might play, but we'll certainly put that information out as soon as we have it. Well, I've played in this event a couple of times, and I know what these halftime talks are like. What went well? What needs to get worked on? How can you be more disciplined? Where are some things you'd like to see tightened up and tidied up? What's the strategy? Are we going to implement something new?
The Knicks are only going to use 4 and not 3.
Okay, thank you. Can you do that? All right, we're just about ready to get underway in the second half. About 10 seconds remaining. We've swapped our camera people, so we you're good. You're fine. Don't worry about it. So here we go, second half. USA up a goal, Gustafson into the draw circle against Van den Heuvel. And that is one, and Marquette plows forward. Gustafson just trying to flip that out, almost does so. Ellen Rochelle pestered there. She can't believe that, oh, that was a quick shot that developed very quickly. Here's it wandering around, slow wraparound. There's a shot blocked by Megan, straight up in the air, controlled by Canada. Marquette facing pressure from Cheng. Just has to retreat. Ellen screaming for the ball. No team really dominating possession here in the first minute of the second half. Ball's kind of back and forth. Now Myers has it for the United States. And she'll wander forward, and she'll just carry towards the center of the ice. Now she does just dump. Here's Dawson pinching on the wall. She'll win that ball back to Wenner, the goaltender. Dawson wanders. Touches it over to Stetch, the goal scorer. Dawson controls, not facing much in the way of pressure. Spins that around to Stetch, but the pass was too slow, and it is pinched off there by number 25. Conway has it. She'll wrap around, pursued by Dawson. Dawson with a nice block down on a knee. Ball's bouncing back in front, controlled by Myers. Stetch. Stetch has Plesh up the wall, taps it to her. She gains the zone. It's a 2-on-1. She's got McDonald to her right. She shoots, held by the goaltender. Another good chance from Jamie Plesha. We have sponsors to thank, so at the next face-off we will manage to work our way through some sponsor thank yous. Right now the action is live and in play, and Canada controls behind their zone. Batted forward, here's Plesha again. She's got, oh, what a dangle. She sends it in, it's bouncing in, and it's not in. Saved by the goaltender. Another great play. Plesha just putting on a show here. Backdoor cut that Michelle Eberhard has to snuff out, and does. Canada trying to come back. Really good dangles out of number 3 here, Cousineau. She sends it up to a teammate. This is over to Marquette. Marquette. She'll drive it down. Wants the ball in the middle. Doesn't quite work out, so taps it back to the wall. There's a drive over the back of the glass. Cheng pursues defensively. 12 controls for Canada. This is Michelle. She sends it into the middle, blocked aside by Cheng. Dangerous play. 12 was free. That saucered around, but not out. Vandelar controls. There's a ball up and off the crossbar. Eberhardt resets. Canada wants a change. The USA should move the ball while Canada's changing. But the U.S. also seems to want to reset some things here. That's turned over, and it's a breakaway chance. Megan makes a big save. She can't control the ball, but now she throws, a defender throws it to the wall. Morgan makes a nice play just to get that out of trouble. .13:33 remaining here in the second half of the game. Canada down a goal, and there's a turnover. Bretzman's in some space. She'll just try to hit the ball low. Can't quite get her shot off. And here's Gustafson. Gustafson wanders, chips that across. Here's Dawson. Dawson just swats that to Chang. Chang had Gustafson on a run there. Instead, it's Rochelle she's going to try to tap the ball to, and she manages to. Ellen controls. Rochelle dumps that up to the captain, Sheila Chang, who will drive the ball off goal. Gustafson controls. Gustafson to Ellen. Rochelle wanders the ball down. This is Gustafson. Rochelle. That's batted in front. Nice play. Ball got in there. Ostad had a chance at it. Gustafson controls. U.S. putting some pressure on right now. Here's Dawson. Cheng wants a change. Dawson will send that low to Gustafson, who just wants to get that down the wall. Does so, but not out. Dawson will hold it. Bat it back to the goaltender. Megan controls. Wenner sends that to Stetch, and we have a player down. Stop time for an injury off the bench. I think she wiped out coming onto the ice. Hit her head, and she says she's okay. It was happening behind the play, but it looked as though she slipped coming out of the door. Discussion with the referees here to see where that face-off is going to be. While we're stopped here, we can thank one of our sponsors, the Minnesota Broomball Program, who sponsored the ice for this game. And they are a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting women and non-binary athletes in learning, growing, and sharing their passion for broomball throughout the year. The MBP is committed to creating an inclusive environment that allows athletes to improve their skills at any level. Check out the MBP website at mnbroomball.org or follow on Instagram at mnbroomballprogram and on Facebook at the Minnesota Broomball Programming. For any upcoming events and to learn more, get involved. Play continues. Thought about the backdoor cut to 43, didn't quite have it. Instead resets with the defense. A little pressure there from Myers. Oh, the U.S. nearly could have caused an odd man rush there. Pressure, heavy pressure now from the Canadians, down a goal in the second half. 11 minutes, that's touch to Taylor, and she's got a wide open teammate. Langevin will crash the net, McDonald to go. The pass is there, but really good defense there, just controlled. Excellent play from 19. Corinne Bolduc made that defensive play. And now she has the ball with a drive. That's wide, blocked in the chest by Cheng. Cheng walks forward. She tries the flip, batted aside by Marquette. Nice play. Marquette wanders to the wall. That ball sent to the sidewall, batted around. Marquette's the one who ends up with it. Centered. Uh-oh, troublesome play there. Bretzman seals it off for the U.S. Bretzman bangs that thing around to Morgan. Morgan takes over. Batted up. Here comes Bretzman. This is Michelle. She's got a big, long stick that she really dangles people pretty well with. A couple times she's caused real problems for the U.S. with sort of sweeping crossovers. It doesn't look like it's fast, but it must be effective. Here comes another chance at a shot, high and wide. Really good look there. Didn't miss the net by much. Negan was down too. Anything up top under the bar might have gone. All right, at the next stoppage of play, I'm going to wander out of the broadcast booth and hand things over to Luke Snell, who's going to take it from here until we have our other broadcasters show up. But thanks for listening, and for now, we'll patchwork our broadcasting in with Luke.
All right. Hopefully they'll be here shortly. Also managing time here, so sorry about that, the delays. Or slight inaccuracies. Eventually it gets synced up, though. Right, out of play there. Raucous arena. You can hear both benches getting into it. Tries to clear it up there. Ooh, the blow to the head there. Yeah, that's a penalty. Yep. Penalty on, that's 32, maybe 38. Elbow to the head. Not sure what the official ruling is, but yeah, 32. Okay, elbowing is the official ruling. That makes sense. So, good call there. It's an unfortunate timing for USA. Can't quite get the clear there. Set up on point. Megan, toss it aside. Sheila is battling behind the net. Big blast from the point there. The back door. Oof. Big swing for there. Stick is retrieved. It's that big stick of Michelle's that Grant talked about earlier in the broadcast. Gets a lot of speed on that. You need to work the defense. Big shot from point again. Goes through traffic. So she's going to set up again here. Replay of the previous shot. Even better chance than last time. Good wit. Another blast from point. It's dangerous out there. Really good chances for Canada. They're making the most of this power play. Pouring on the shots on goal. It's currently 11-8. Outside. Backhand, possibly? Resets the point. Sheila settles it behind the net. Trying to just kill time, I believe. Really good forecheck into there. Putting two players on the ball. It's great advice when you're on the power play. Open channel to the net there. Michelle sets up. Takeaway there. First time out of the zone on the power play. Penalty's over. Canada really made the most of that power play, though. They got a lot of chances there. Let's see if they can continue that same momentum. Sets up for a big shot from point. Oh, really good chance. Perhaps the best chance of the game so far for Canada. They're still trying to learn everyone's names here in the broadcast booth. Oh, man. Almost a freeze. Into the netting. Stop time. USA is gonna want that for sure. Really good series from Canada there. I mention Minnesota Broomball Project again. Just sponsoring the ice. Sorry, quick question. What's up? I think the regular broadcaster is. Yeah, I know we're live, but we are looking for the regular broadcaster. Someone just filling in. All right, well, another chance for Jose. Working it down behind the net into the front. Resetting him here. Timer bringing it into this ice here for this game. They're a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting women and non-binary athletes in learning, growing, and sharing their passion for broomball throughout the year. It's committed to creating an inclusive environment that allows athletes to improve their skills at any level. Check out the MVP website at mnbroomball.org. Turned aside, the shot there. Takes it up to the point. Pressured by Patty. Gonna have to take the ball away here. Start playing pretty aggressive on the defense. Sends it down behind the net. Ooh, almost attempted center between the legs. Oh, big chance there. Big freeze too. Good save. Couple minutes and the teams have to start looking to pull their goalie, I would assume. 1 goal game. Shots on goal fairly close. USA 14, Canada 10. Makes it only one's found home. Freezes again. The overlay timer is inspired by the in-arena timer, but is not necessarily completely synced. Back up to point. Deflect in front of the net. Run behind the net. Push it out to point. Potential breakaway. Alex Wilson hustles to the corner there. Puts some pressure down. Just going for the ball. No call there. Looks like Usain might have wanted one, but nope. Physicality escalating in the last couple minutes is to be expected. Refs certainly don't want to feel like they are deciding the game. Cycling again. Gets late in the game. Off the netting. All right. So our interim broadcaster here. So I manage a few different things, but do want to mention the Minnesota Broomball Program again, a nonprofit organization supporting women, non-binary athletes in learning, growing, and sharing their passion for broomball throughout the year. It's committed to creating an inclusive environment that allows athletes to improve their skills at any level. Check out the MVP website at mnbroomball.org or follow on Instagram at mnbroomballprogram and on Facebook at Minnesota Broomball Program for upcoming events and to learn more. Broomball is a super fun sport, so getting plugged into that community can be one of the best ways to get involved if you see this and you think you might want to get involved. We've got all levels of play as well, so if you're intimidated by this, don't worry. All right, send it out to point again. US is holding the zone. Oh, really good chance out in front. I was just going to say they might be looking to just burn time, but they really want that second goal for sure. Feel a little bit more comfortable. One goal is, generally speaking, not going to be enough. Big scrum in the corner there. Ellen's pursued by Michelle, if I'm pronouncing that right. Once we get to, after this game, I'll toss a link to the MVP sort of broomball program in the chat as well, so you can check that out. A really well-run organization. The women's game has really taken off, it seems like, in the last several years, what I've observed. In Minnesota, at least. So, thanks in large part to those organizations, that organization. Trying to get some sort of pressure going here. Only a minute 30 left. They do secure the zone. They're pulling the goalie. Oh, all right. Yep, they're still resetting. Offsides. All right, a minute 22 left. As they look to cut timeout by Canada. Good use of that. I have not been in any Super Series huddles, so I can't speak to what sorts of strategies are going on. But you just got to win the face-off if you're Canada, and pull the goalie, win the face-off, and kind of hope you can generate some pressure there. You don't need to be under a ton of time pressure, right? You still have a minute and a half left. So you don't want to get too over your skis. But so I assume it's a 60-second timeout. Canada breaks first. I know both teams have really excellent coaching organizations. I got a chance to scrim against the USA women's team a couple of times, and they got better and better every time. So it was exciting to see, and I'm sure the Canadian team is no different. Number 18, Michelle and Ellen exchanged some pleasantries at the face-off. Secure zone. No goalie to start, which makes sense. No point protecting a loss. Still trying to keep him bottled up there. Decent chance here. Good back check. Maintain the zone, though. Still time to set up a drive. 50 seconds left. Michelle and Ellen scrapping along the boards. They keep the zone. Deep, almost behind the net. Right to point. Oh, slight miscommunication. Captain's got it. There's Michelle. Scrapping down around the net, you can see. It's probably the most exciting part. Looking to set up a drive from point there. 14 seconds left. 14 seconds left. Big keeping that in. Just 5 seconds. She's just going to kill the time here. And that'll do it. USA women go up 1-0 in the set. So, really exciting game. Close things out. Oh, the mixed game? You can just stay right here. It should be broadcast. We'll just keep the stream going. I'll go on mute in a couple minutes here. But mixed game should be like in about 5 minutes, I think. So, it'll be happening. And hopefully we have the regularly scheduled commentator will show up for that as well. If I can find who that would be. In theory, there should be Lori Hamsky. So if you see Lori Hamsky around, you can send her to the broadcast booth. Oh, okay. All right, she's on the ice. So, what? Oh, we can. I mean, we got 5 minutes, so. I'll go on mute. All right. All right. We'll shout out the Minnesota Broomball program one last time. They paid for the ice time, as touched on. Oh, I forgot to set the time for the end of the game. Sorry. Should be first game jitters for everybody, right? So. Find the script.
I'm going to eat this whole thing.
Minnesota Broomball Program. It's a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting women and non-binary athletes in learning, growing and sharing their passion for broomball throughout the year. MBP is committed to creating an inclusive environment that allows athletes to improve their skills at any level. Check out the MBP website at mnbroomball.org. Follow on Instagram at mnbroomballprogram and on Facebook at Minnesota Broomball Program for upcoming events and to learn more. So I'm going to take a little break, and we'll be back. Don't touch that dial.
Okay. Okay. All right, we have both teams on the ice warming up right now for Game 3 of this Super Series. This is our mixed edition. So far, we have seen the USA men lose in the first overtime period to the Canadian men's team. The USA women's team just defeated the Canadian women's team 1-0, and it looks like we're about ready to begin Game 3. It was just here, that whatever one. All right, so this is the third round of the Super Series between in the mixed division, and the first Super Series was won by USA. The second series won in Canada by the Team Canada mixed team. So here we go. This will serve as our tie-breaking series, and this is Game 1. Looks like we have Stein versus Peralt here in our first face-off. Scafty in net for Team USA. Sorry, it's actually Lynn Whalen now in net for USA. Bolvin in net for Canada's mixed team. USA gains zone first. Harvey carries that in, turns it over to Thone. And USA gets it out. Bisson back to receive for Canada, looking to get it out. And does. Harvey gets it out. Not for long though. Canada forced to reset, back to Harvey. Trin, nice out there. Bisson possesses, looking for a middle run. Normand possessing, back up high to Sir. Back to Normand. USA, nice shot block up top. Canada's possessing on the corner. Peralt with the ball. Playing back down low to Normand, and we have a USA steal here behind the goal. Can they get it out? Good patience here by Team USA. Nice cross-ice pass. And USA is out with Johnny Sin carrying the ball out for USA. Sir with the ball, one-on-one. Canada out of the zone. Back to Revels. Smart pass behind the goal. And back to Jen Revels, looking to get it up the ice and cannot. Nice bit of defense there by Charlie Mitchell to maintain possession. Mitchell with the ball again, aims to get it out and does not. Canada is there with gearing, and that is gearing to Solar. Decent cross ice pass, no one's ready for that. USA up the ice, and that's a nice outplay. Turfa gaining Team USA the zone. Canada attempting to get out. A great bit of defense there by the USA's Hannah Dunn, maintaining the zone. There we go. Another nice play there by the USA to maintain the zone by Melissa Elke, and we have a line change here. Stein, Sanford. Sanford takes the face-off for Team Canada. Ball is advanced in the zone. A shot that is blocked. Nice block by Parisian. Some nice play here by Canada in front of the net. Another nice block by Parisian. And there's a really nice out up to Turfa. Turfa on a breakaway here. Nice defense there by Canada, by Solar. Able to get back, not let Turfa get that shot off. And we're in behind the net here. Will we get the shot off? Turfa floundering in front of the net, and the net is off, so we're gonna stop here. Nice offensive opportunity there for Team USA. Game's been pretty back and forth so far. A lot of neutral zone play. Looks like both teams are still trying to get the feel for this one. All right, and we have a face-off here. Johnny Sin possesses, sends it back to Thone. That is Thone up high with Matt Stein. Sends it in low. Nice play by Andy Thone there. We are behind the net, and that is picked behind the net. Canada trying to get out of the zone. And Canada is out here and up the ice. Demers stripped by Jen Revels. This is good defense by Team USA here. And we are out. And we have USA up the ice. This is Grace. Grace got picked. Nice Canadian defensive play there. A lot of pressure coming from Team Canada there. USA and Matt Stein nicely gets out of that pressure, and we are back in the zone. Canada looking to get out again, and they do. Demers possessing. Nice out by him as that line goes for a change. No pressure for USA back here behind the goal. Good patience there by Dunn. Ball picked by Team Canada. Canada now has the ball deep in the USA zone. Sir possesses up top, and that is Sir back up there to Gearing for a shot. Really nice block there. All right, and here is the Canada mixed team with their typical men 3 high, 2 women low system. Great save by Lynn Scafty. Nice shot by Team Canada. Ball goes up to Elke, looks to get it out. Canada mixed team real quick on that forecheck, making it really hard for USA to advance the ball here, but they do anyways, and here is USA in the zone. All right, that is Mitchell in deep before he goes for a line change. Nice shot there. That's Turfa coming across the middle for that nice shot, and Canada is possessing behind, slowing it down here. Goes deep. Will that go all the way down for an icing? Will he get there? He will. That's a nice run there. Looks like Canada has numbers here. We lose a stick. And here we are back in possession. Nice shot in, nice save by Lynn Scafty there. It's a great play there by Jake Stein to get it out. And we're pressuring in deep. This is Trin pressuring back out to Stein. Will we come back up high? Yes, we are back up high here. Thibault with the shot. Could be numbers for Canada if the USA doesn't hurry. All right, we got Canada coming in here, full head. This is Solar. Solar, nice and easy back up top. All right, that's Messier to Solar with a nice far post shot, and we have Jen Revels here looking to slow her team down to get it out of the zone. Typical smart play there by Jen Revels, and we are out. All right, couldn't quite read that off the boards, and could have been offsides there. It wasn't. Here we go. Canada back again, looking to get it through. Nice block, and we're going to go the other way here. And Thibault swings and misses. Oh, and turnover there by Boughton. We are in a good spot here. All right, there we go. Nice pass. Demers, all three players from Canada touching the ball in a really nice breakout there. Harvey sends it in deep. Wins the battle for Team Canada. Maintains possession. We have, all right, Peralt coming in hard. Forces a turnover and back in here for Team Canada. Will Peralt get the shot off? No, he will not. Two pressuring behind the goal. Back up high. Bassin with the, oh, wow. That is, Team Canada gets on the board first. Martin Bassin with the shot. First goes off the post and then knocks it in, and I'm not sure, okay, if that was Julie Pierre-Boughton who knocked it in, but I know she was in the area. I feel like it was her knocking that in, getting the Canada mixed team on the board 1-0. USA really needs to do something about that quick high pass up top, that 3-high system. We go back to Priesen. Can she get it out? Not enough on that pass up to Trin. This is Charlie Mitchell with the ball, goes behind the goal. All right, Turfa, nice patience here. Okay, gets the pass up there to Charlie Mitchell, who advances it in and goes and tries to find Turfa, misses that pass, but the USA will maintain possession. Trin onto the ball. Misses the pass low, and we are back up top again. Priesen pressing. USA able to maintain zone there. That's Ben Sherratt. Doesn't get much on that shot. Goes back down low to Trin. Trin has Turfa in the middle. All right, nice pass by Trin back up to Shelby. Good play, nice swing to the other side. Canada with the pick, and they get it back. Here we go. A little tussle behind the boards. Neither team seems too afraid to pressure behind the boards today. Nice pick there by Turfa. He feeds low to Mitchell. Sir goes in to mark there, in behind the goal. And no, there it is. Nice play, nice pass out front there by USA. All right, Peralt slowing them down. Back, looks like we want a big pass out, and he carries the ball up the ice. Gearing. Pass cut off, nice play by Andy Thone there. USA back in. This is a good bit of offensive pressure here for the USA. This is probably their most sustained offensive pressure in the game. And we go out front. Thone coming back with the shot. I don't think she got quite as much on that as she wanted to. Looks like both teams are going to go for the line switch, and we are going to see a quick out here. Nice play. All right, that's Jake Stein low to Hannah Dunn, playing behind the goal. Stein back again, and a nice shot by Stein. And Gearing trying to play it up the boards and cannot get it all. Ball falls to Revels. Back to Jake Stein, who gets a shot. Nice block by Team Canada. That could have been a penalty, and there is no call there. Little bit of hustle here from Canada's Matt Solar. This Matt Solar's kind of been all over the ice tonight. A lot of pressure by him. USA in and taken out there, both in the literal and the figurative sense. But nonetheless, nice defensive play by Team Canada. Shot here. That's Matt Solar again. I feel like we're calling that name a lot. He's bringing a lot of energy to this Canada mixed team. And it is still 1-0, Team Canada. We have Jewel from Canada in here for the face-off in the offensive zone. Loses that face-off. USA, Johnny Sin gives USA possession back here behind the USA goal. Seeing a little bit of patience here from Team USA on the breakout. Johnny Sin sends it in deep, but it will not be icing. Canada possesses, easy out back here to Solar. Solar loses it. Hustling back, hustling back. All right, Turfa back in to Johnny Sin behind the goal. Sinahovsky possesses, kicks out, and Mixed Canada is out with a nice little run in here by Ashley Harvey. But the USA, nice forecheck, getting back in. Charlie Mitchell goes out, and that is Melissa Elke possessing into Sam Turfa. And Demirs with a little good bit of defense there on Turfa. Manages to get possession. He's here. A lot of pressure behind the goal. Somehow Team Canada maintains the ball, but not long enough. Ball back out to Andy Thone. Gonna go far side, looking for Elke. Charlie Mitchell, the first one there. Charlie Mitchell behind the goal. Nice looking out front. Charlie Mitchell looking to find the USA's Ben Sherratt out front. Sherratt with a nice couple of nice runs in there. And this is Andy Thone. Canada in first, maintains possession. DeMars. A lot of back and forth here. Pierre Boutin. Back in. Peralt. Nice little flip in, but that is a flip into Team USA as he goes for a switch. Thone. Nice play there. Lynn Whalen, Scafty forced to come out and make a good play, and Canada just misses the goal. Risky play by the USA goaltender there. Worked out, and the ball is back up here high. Basson on the shot, and that is blocked. USA is going the other way. All right, Sanford with the ball here. Takes it low to Peralt. That's Chloe Peralt. Bet you that's a sister of the other one, Alex Peralt. Hopefully anybody watching can tell the difference between the Peralts, because I've only been calling last names here. Grace Sir with the ball. Nice out by her. Ball back in deep. This is Zach Tebow possessing, looking for something, sends it in deep, and Grace Sir will easily gather that in as Canada makes a line change. Gearing possessing. We have Gearing and Sir back in for Canada. God, he really likes that. Big pass are we going to get here in time? And he does. is Solar. Good speed on Solar here. He's maintained possession for Team Canada a lot, and a great save by Lynn Whalen. Robs Canada of a goal there. Great pass across. Nice play. Oh, and look, there he is again. Solar coming back, trying to hold the USA out of the zone and cannot. Oh, great play there. Good chance there. Sneaky shot by Johnny Sin. Nice save by Canadian goalie Bolvin. Probably one of her biggest saves of the game. And here we are in front of the net again. USA, and there it is. USA ties it up. Nice 2-on-1 there by USA. That is Gage Grace passing it across for a nice finish by Johnny Sin. And we are all tied up here at 1. Super Series mixed edition. No, I know Johnny Sin, just learned now that Johnny Sin's last name isn't actually Sin, it's Sinhafsky. Still gonna refer to him as probably Johnny Sin for most of the series here. All right. Canada going easy on the breakout here. Looking for Harvey running across. Alex Peralt does get it out. Parisian responds, goes back the other way. Melissa Elke tripped up there and somehow still manages to maintain possession, makes a nice pass down low to Sam Turfa. Canada there first. Some good pressure here by Team USA. And Canada manages to get it out, back to Parisian, to Elke. Nice play there by Melissa Elke to get that out. Team USA advancing the ball with Charlie Mitchell to Turfa and out front, and nobody is there. Demir's coming back to receive the ball on that forecheck there. Oh, great little play there by Trin. We're across here to Turfa. Can he finish? No, shoots just wide there. You don't see Sam Turfa miss too many of those. Hugh misses the pass to Turfa. Canada looking to get it out, and does. Great play to get that out by Harvey here in the final seconds of this one. So here we go. This is a nice match here. USA mixed edition. 1 goal apiece for USA. We're gonna have about 2 minutes here for the teams to talk it out. I think the Team USA is going to have a little bit of a conversation about what they're going to do about that low to high pass. Talk about how to shut that down. Team Canada sending some nice passes across. Team Canada seeing a huge spark here from Matthew Solar on forward. A guy seems like he's everywhere. Both teams kind of settling in here still, but we'll be back here in just about a minute and a half with just the second half of this USA-Canada mixed edition as our coaches and the mixed players talk it out and figure out how to break this tie in the second half. All right, here we go. We are back on. Start of the second half. All knotted up at 1. And USA with the face-off, and that is an icing by Sherratt. I think Sherratt must have forgot for a second here that we are playing red line. So we will have a face-off in the USA zone here. Canada sending in Sanford. USA sending in Stein. Stein wins the ball. Sherratt possesses. He's got done with him. Goes the other way. And we are out here. That's his Jack McGowan pressuring. Jack McGowan with the ball. McGowan maintains possession. Nice defensive pressure there by Grace Sir on McGowan. And Team Canada is able to send it out. Dunn retreating, finds Sherratt. He's got McGowan up the board. A lot of pressure by Canada here. Wins the ball. This is Sanford. Oh, actually, that is not Sanford. Up to Sir. Sir just sends it in deep. Hannah Dunn will collect that. Across the ice to Revels. Canada on the line change coming in to apply pressure. Back up to Sherratt. There we go. Sherratt looking to get it out. And does not. We have Sir, but does get it out. USA advancing in the zone. This is Gage Grace. Goes back the other way. Nice shot there by Canada's Matthew Solar. Vladarski with the rebound. Canada maintaining pressure low here. Blocked, backed up. Messier with the shot, Messier with the ball again. Messier maintaining possession for Team Canada. A little bit of sustained pressure here for Team Canada. Keeping it in low, and nice play out front, but USA manages to clear. Messier going back to the ball. Solar wanting it up the boards and gets it. Solar nice there. That's not a guy afraid to go 1-on-3 there. Does not pay off, and Parisian with the shot on goal the other way. Nice easy save though for goalie Bolvin. So far no sustained pressure for Team USA this half. Still playing good team defense. Canada with a nice out there. Charlie Mitchell taking it backwards. Off to Johnny Sin. Back to Charlie Mitchell. Oh, bad turnover in front of the net. Real good chance for DeMars there. Cannot capitalize. Mitchell to Parisian. Mitchell, a lot of pressure there. Up to Matt Stein, who's able to get out, and this is Matt Stein. Oh, Alex Peralt into the zone, but we have a call. Offsides. Little miscommunication there on Team Canada. Something you don't see too often from this mixed team. Seems like this group always has the ability to know where most of them are. I'm not sure. That seems like a team that's played together a little bit. And that's out and right back in, but offsides here. Sherratt just not on the same page there with McGowan. Gearing flips it in there to Normand. Picked off. Hannah Dunn in the zone. Nice play by Hannah Dunn. Good bit of patience. Back to Sherratt. To McGowan. Not enough on that pass. Gearing. Oh, nice chance there by Normand. Normand with the ball again. Maintaining possession. That's to Chloe Peralt there behind the goal. Back to Normand. Back to Peralt. Peralt looking to send it in front of the net. Sherratt says no. McGowan possessing. Finds Stein up the boards. Jake Stein carrying out. Sanford with the ball here. To USA taking it away. Here we go. We have nice shot there by Stein. Blocked easily by Canada. Back to Stein. McGowan with the ball. Goes back up to Thone. Thone back into Jen Revels, who will take a shot. Nice shot. Across. Stein fires. Revels with the ball. Working behind the goal. Looking for McGowan. All right, Revels seeing what her options are. Puts it in deep to Stein. Stein possessing behind the goal, waiting for USA and that line change. Other Stein with the ball. Back up top to Gage Grace. Grace back to Matt Stein. Stein down low to Revels. Revels almost picks off, manages to maintain possession and finds Matt Stein, and Stein will find Parisian high. And Parisian's gonna fire it in low, just past Revels. Gearing winning that battle with Revels coming away with the ball, settling it in behind the goal, off to Grace Sir. Back to Gearing, who's gonna send it deep, and Solar can't seem to catch up with that one. Seems to be the plan here today. Gearing with the big pass down the ice to the speedy Matthew Solar. That's one of the first times it has not paid off for Team Canada. And we have a face-off in Canada zone. Got Charlie Mitchell, Dallin Jewell in for this face-off. Charlie Mitchell wins that. Ben Sherratt possesses nicely from the point. Little bit of shifty ball work there. Maintains possession back to Charlie Mitchell. Mitchell behind the goal to Turfa. Turfa to Mitchell. And Hannah Dunn cutting in. Cannot find her. Elke puts it back in deep. Elke working against Beauchemin here on the boards. Elke comes away with it. Another battle for Elke. Loses that one to Canada's Barb Ladarski. And USA maintains possession back to Charlie Mitchell. Looking for Turfa in front of the net. Cannot find him. That's a great save by Canada's goalie, Christina Bolvin. Canada clears it out of the zone. We have Sherratt. Sherratt back to goalie Lynn Whalen. Whalen, nice pass off to Charlie Mitchell. Charlie Mitchell settles, finds Turfa up the boards. Oh, back across to Sherratt, who's going to go in here if we got a little 2-on-2. Beauchemin sends it safely back behind the goal. Beauchemin up. Alex Peralt with the ball. Alex Peralt sends it in. The speedy Gracer cannot catch it, and the USA's Hugh Trin with the ball pokes it into the zone. Not quite far enough as Bassan sends the ball out to Peralt. Peralt running middle. We have a nice little transition play by Canada here with Darian Demars working on the boards to maintain possession now. Jake Sign pressuring him hard into the boards. Peralt maintains the ball again, looking to find him back in the middle, cannot, sends it back up high to Matthew Bassan. Thought about taking that shot. Bassan still working here, working against Hugh Trin. Good defense by Trin. Bassan back up to Peralt. And Peralt. Great little play there. Peralt, definitely a player not afraid to shoot. Okay, almost had that. That's a great save there. I think Darian Demars is probably going to want that one back. Can add that to the Lynn Whalen highlight reel. And we are still here, still tied at 1. Face off here in USA zone. Justin Sanford steps in to take this for Team Canada, cannot win it. Face off goes to USA there. Johnny Sin wins that. Johnny Sin, a lot of luck on face-offs tonight. And here we go. We have a break for USA and a shot. Gage Grace cannot get it done. Grace back in, trying to maintain possession of the ball. Matt Stein with a shot, and that is dangerous. Jen Rebels with the ball. Oh, Jen Rebels not ready for that pass. A little bit of nice creativity there. Matt Stein sends it into the zone. Jen Rebels. Johnny Sin, not afraid to take that shot. Grace with the ball, working on the board to Rebels. Back up to Dunn. Finds Matt Stein, who will send it back in deep. And head for a nice line change there. Normand possessing. Messier just flips it into the zone, but it is all USA back there. Done with Sherratt on defense, looking to get the ball out. Sherratt looking to go up and find Melissa Elke and cannot. Another chance here for Sherratt to Dunn. Dunn looking to find someone, carries it up the boards herself. Nice out there by Dunn. Falls down, still managed to get out and heads off the ice. A lot of back and forth here right now. Nice, the little breakdown there for Team Canada. Well played off by Elke. Good composure by her with someone coming in hard. And Turfa with the ball. Picked Canada back the other way. This is Bassan. Scott Solar on that far side. They like to find him on that back door. Goes in low. Ladarsic with the ball to Solar. Not enough on that pass. USA picks that off. Looking to find Turfa. Cannot. Maintained in the zone by Beauchemin. And out. Looks like this one's going to go all the way down for icing. Good play by USA to get it out so they can get a line change. Both teams are going to send a fresh 10 here. So we have a Stein-Peralt face-off here. Stein wins that one. Other Stein sends it out. Trin pressuring. Bassan with the ball, working 1-on-2 there for a second. Smartly backed it back out. This is Sir with the ball. Bassan slowing it down. Finds Peralt into DeMars. Oh, and he's going to take a huge wind up. Blocked off to the side. Speedy Gray Sir picks this one up, carries it in behind the goal. DeMars. Sir just here waiting for a pass. That will not come, and USA picks it, goes out. Sir maintains possession. Bassan brings it back in. Trin pressuring, finds Peralt across the ice. Bassan will shoot right into the middle of that USA D. USA, we are out here. This is Jake Stein. Grace Sir gets the better of Jake Stein there, and Team Canada back in the zone. Peralt with a nice spin move there, and did not shoot. I think all a little surprised he did not take that shot. Gearing. We got Gracie Sir off to his left. Gearing shoots the ball. Nice defensive play there by Sherratt to Dunn. Back to Sherratt. Canada mixed team just not letting up on this forecheck, making it really hard for the USA team to get it out. A little bit of pressure here for Dunn. Canada sending 2 on her. She somehow manages to find Sherratt. Goes back middle. Nice bit of work there by Canada. Maintain possession in the zone. That's Dolan Jewell holding the ball in for his team. And we have Matthew Solar finding Dolan Jewell on that nice run through there. Oh, back up high here. Justin Gearing with the ball, and he will shoot. Goes wide. Sherratt picks it up, attempts to send it out, and he does. Gracie Sir, and we are going to have a whistle for a hand pass here. This is going to put the face-off into Canada's zone. We have about 3 minutes to play left here. If this thing maintains a tie, we are going to see 3-on-3 overtime running time for 5 minutes. That will be 3-on-3 plus a goalie for each team, and this is Canada's overtime rule. So got 3 minutes to play to see if either team can keep that from happening. USA wins the ball. Thone with it. Smartly chooses to send it in the zone where it is picked up by Pierre Messier. No pressure on Messier here, who advances it up the ice. Finds Peralt. Peralt with the ball. Nice play. Peralt finds Normand up, and Normand cannot get it out. Misses that pass to Harvey. Turfa's coming in the zone. Nice little defensive flip there to get that out of pressure. And Harvey picked there. USA takes it back the other. That's Zach Thibault. Finds Charlie Mitchell down low. And Elke. Nice one-timer by Elke. Cannot find the frame. Another shot by USA. That one is well off the mark by Zach Thibault. Messier possesses again. A little bit of sustained pressure here for USA. Canada really needing to get it out at this stage in the game. Little bit of line switching here. Sanford on the ice, coming in far side. Looks like Canada's trying to set up their last 5 for the final minute and a half of this game, and Canada is out. We have Sam Turfa running onto the ball, who goes back to Whalen. Canada with the first 3 players into the zone there. Thone cannot receive that pass. It's a tough pass for her. Martin Basson with the ball. All the way across to Grace Sir. Oh. DeMars coming in. Will he take that shot? Yes. A lot of traffic there in front of the net, and it goes all the way through. Bassan Bassan looking to get the shot off, up and over. Canada's Barb Ladarzik possesses the ball. Nice bit of possession from her behind the goal here. Barb Lazarzik with the ball still. Finds Darian Demers. Canada really settling it in for the final 40 seconds of this game, looking to get a couple of shots off. And there is Demers missing the goal altogether. Can USA go the other way and get it out? And they can. Nice out there by Jake Stein to take that pressure away. Canada's Martin Bassan, the first one to the ball. Not sure he's going to try to do much with this here. We are just down to 20 seconds to play. Still holding the ball. No teams wanting to take a whole lot of chances here. Across the ice to Julie Pierboten. Sends it up, and Canada, Dolan Jewell gets it out, but cannot advance it beyond that. Jake Stein sends it in deep. Smart play by Jake Stein. Smarter play by Gracie Sir there behind to maintain that possession. So here we go. We are in for overtime. This is our second game today to go to overtime. This morning, Canada defeated the USA men's team in the first 3-on-3+ goalie overtime. So what we're going to see here is we are going to see both teams are going to send a goalie, and both teams are going to send 3 players. You'll see 2 men and 2 women on the ice. This will be a 5-minute running time period. If that 5 minutes expired and we still don't have a goal, we will go into 4-on-4 with no goalies, and we will go all day until we finally have a winner of this contest. So the first overtime here, I would say the odds are definitely in the mixed Canada's favor here, as the 3-on-3+ goalie is a system they are used to playing. This system is once in a while played in USA. I know Dave St. Aubin has experimented playing this overtime at a couple of his tournaments, although I'm not sure that this has ever been played in the USA at a mixed tournament. So we will have a female goalie for the USA, a female runner, and 2 males. That will be mirrored with Team Canada. So 5-on-5 running time here. The strat for Team USA, maybe waste time, maybe go for it. Likely we'll see a strategy for Canada of going for it right away out of the gates here in this 3-on-3 overtime, as they know they have the advantage because this is something they've played on the mixed level quite often at tournaments for any overtime they've had. So we'll see if the USA's pre-Super Series preparations have prepared them for this. We are just under 30 seconds as Rodney slowly saunters over to drop the ball. This will be an important face-off for both teams to get possession. And we have the USA sending Johnny Sin, who's had a lot of luck against face-offs today. I'm not sure I've seen him lose one all day, and he will be paired up against Alex Peralt, who is looking to send the ball back in to, it looks like they have behind him out there. Sometimes it's hard to see the numbers, but he has Martin Bassan behind him, and the USA has Gage Grace, and then we have Hannah Dunn and Chloe Peralt on the ice as well. And Chloe Peralt manages to find, and here we go, other Peralt in. Peralt working it up high here against Johnny Sin. Managed to find his player low. Peralt possessing. Martin Bassan. Good battle there between Bassan and Sin goes down there to no call. There we go. That is Peralt to Bassan. Bassan carrying it deep. Chloe Peralt goes off for a sub. Alex Peralt with the shot that is nicely blocked. Peralt walks away with possession, brings it back up high again. We still have Peralt and Bassan, and now we have Ashley Harvey joining them on the ice. Peralt up high, working with Johnny Sin. Peralt takes it in, fires a shot. This is going to be cleaned up by Johnny Sin. Johnny Sin here. And that is Hugh Tren, who has stepped on the ice for USA. Tren working against Ashley Harvey. Finding Turfa. Turfa looks to carry it out. Back down deep to Turfa. Got Turfa, Stein, and Trin on the ice for USA here. Oh, and that is a blocked by Trin. And Canada maintains possession, scores the zone. Ashley Harvey, Hugh Trin manages to get the ball back. Still battling with Ashley Harvey behind the boards. Harvey has Trin pinned in. She gets out. Goes back nicely behind the goal to Jake Stein. Turfa goes for a sub. Looks like Trin is also going for a sub. Looks like Gage Grace stepped off sides. USA has to pull back. We have Grace and Dunn on the ice for USA here with Johnny Sin. Big collision there. Hannah Dunn, oh wow, there's a nice little check-in beside and no call. Refs really don't like to call a whole lot of penalties in overtime like this, as it would change the game, but that one, that could have been a call there. I think we're all a little surprised here that they let Canada have that one, so sometimes it's just one though. So Team Canada possessing here. We have Gracie serve, or actually that's Julie Pierre-Boughton on the ice again with Martin Bassan. Back up to Bassan. And this is Matthew Solar, his first stint here. Matthew Solar blocked. Oh, nice play there. Matthew Solar tries to use his speed. That backfires and Gage Grace is in here. Wow, Matthew Solar back. Nice forecheck by him. Canada looks to go back the other way. Got Sam Turfa, Johnny Sin, and Hugh Trin on the ice here. Canada sent Chloe Perrault back out there for her second stint. We got both the Perraults out here. Alex Perrault possessing. Perrault still possessing, finds Messier. Messier possessing high. He's got both flanked by the Perraults here, Alex and Chloe, and Alex Perrault said no to that shot, but carries it in. Perrault with a spin and a shot, and that's a goal. 20 seconds left. Nice finish there by Alex Perrault. Mixed team, Canada mixed team finishes this one off. So at the end of the first round, Canada is up 1-0 in men's, up 1-0 in mixed, and down 0-1 in women. So we will be back later tonight for the second set of games.